The MLB playoffs are heating up. The Arizona Fall League is just beginning. And maybe one of the biggest question marks heading into the offseason is what the hell do you do with Oneil Cruz? We're going to tell you that up next. Stay tuned as you're listening to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by Fanduel. Yo. Welcome to Bucco Brew, powered by Fer Coffee Tea. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. Jim, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. It's nice of you to join us today. 13 minutes late.
You're welcome.
I thought I was going to have to do another solo show.
12-ish late, we'll say. But yeah, I figured, you know what? I'll be a nice guy. I'll give you a co-host today.
Thank you. Look
how nice I am, Jim.
Yeah.
So you're welcome. No, for real. My alarm went off, as it always does. I hit the snooze as I always do. I didn't even hit snooze. I hit off. I have like alarms. I always do. Every morning I have multiple alarms that go off. I remember the first one that went off. That's it. It's the only one I remember. And then I looked at the clock and I was like, oh shit. And that's what I put in the chat. And I said, I'll be there. Give me a second. Actually, I don't even think I said that. I think I just said, oh shit.
Yeah.
But here I am. So, but all good because if this isn't the epitome of the Pirates off season, I don't know what is.
I don't know. There's not a whole lot going on. So, we've got a few things to discuss, but we probably won't have a super long show today, I don't think.
We say that and we'll go an hour 30
for an hour, yeah.
But no, for real. Again, the MLB playoffs are happening. Not that we could talk about the Pirates partaking in it, but as we always do every year, we'll talk about the other teams for some level. And then, the Arizona Fall League had started and then it ceased because there's a hurricane on the other side of the country, apparently. So we'll talk a little bit about the beginning of Arizona Fall League, which we'll be at, Jim. Once again, we're going to be there this Thursday. It's days away now. It's incredible how quickly this has come up. But we're going to be there from Thursday through Sunday. We'll have some super duper content, hopefully. And Matt Hague's back. And what the hell do you do with Oneil Cruz? That's our show.
Yeah. So we got some stuff to talk about. I really want to talk about Oneil Cruz today. I feel like every time there's something that I post about Oneil Cruz, my mentions are just flooded with comments. So let's talk about him a little bit. I feel like people have a lot to say about Oneil Cruz, and so I guess I'll jump in with my thoughts.
Well, let's do so. And before we do that, let's tell you about the sponsor of the show. Of course, the Fer is a family and employee-owned and operated business. They believe that coffee and tea are one of life's simplest and most accessible pleasures, and when enjoyed thoughtfully, can open your eyes to the here and now. They have 5 locations across the city of Pittsburgh, including their flagship in the heart of Pittsburgh's historic Strip District. Don't forget to stop by the Fer's new location downtown on Penn Avenue, right across from the Benham. Grab a cup of fuel up on your way to PNC Park. Mobile ordering is available. Check out their Instagram for more details. And of course, that is defer.coffee, the website to go to get yourself 30% off. Jim, tell everyone how they can do that.
Yeah, use promo code NS930, NS930 when you check out at defer.coffee, and you'll get 30% off.
There you go. 30% off a nice cup of coffee, which if you wake up in time, you can make it in enough time that it's still not piping hot to drink. So I'm going to wait a second. But hey, also check out our shop. Check out our shop. Get yourself a Bucco Brew mug, which is going to be one of the giveaways on our Patreon giveaway tonight. So to thank all of our patrons, we do a monthly giveaway. So someone will get one for free, but you guys can get one as well. All right, Jim.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and talk about your boy.
Oh, we want to talk about playoffs first?
Sure.
Let's talk about playoffs first.
Playoffs? Tell me about playoffs.
Did you watch? Did you stay up and watch the full
I didn't.
Seattle Detroit game?
No.
I'll say this. It was tough. It was tough for me because like I felt like it just kept dragging on and on and on. But I made myself stay up for it. And yeah, I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I did. 15 innings, walk-off base hit, Seattle, moving to the ALCS. That was a fun series. Both teams just really, really good pitching pretty much throughout the whole thing. So yeah, it was a fun series to watch. And then it was, I don't care for the Brewers or the Cubs, either of them really. But I would probably say I dislike the Cubs more. So
I think that's fair.
I'm good with that Brewers win. That was nice to see. Cubs getting knocked out. Also, like Craig Counsell leaving the Brewers to go to the Cubs because they were going to pay him more money. So like there was a little bit like that's got to feel good for Brewers fans. So
sure.
Yeah. So yeah, ALCS started yesterday. Was a good game. Toronto scored in the first pitch of the game, and then they basically were shut down the rest of the game. So
very piratey
pitching by Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I don't know what it is specifically, but I was kind of pulling for the Brewers. I don't know. Maybe there's just something where it's like, I guess because of course with Ben and Arnold, there's that aspect of it. It's like, good. I'm glad they're there. But also it's like, the Cubs are the big spenders, the big money guys. And it's like, yeah, good. See, stop having excuses about small markets. You can do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious on like what happens now that they're going to run into the Dodgers. Like the Brewers had the better season, better regular season. But like this Dodgers team, they're
built.
They're a really good team, and yeah, they're built for the postseason like this. So yeah, I'm curious how that'll go. Game 1's tonight. Game 2 of.
We lost you.
I don't know why mine was sad every now and then. But game 2 of the ALCS is also tonight. Game 1 of the NLCS tonight. Also, yeah. But yeah, it's some interesting baseball going on. Interesting baseball.
For sure.
I guess right now I'm pulling for the Mariners to win it all. I went on Fanduel and put a futures bet on the Mariners winning the World Series.
Ooh, did you? That's spicy.
2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's who I guess I got to root for at this point.
Okay. Well, I guess I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, like part of me, of course, is like also rooting for Seattle because I guess if you want to relate to the Pirates also, it's like, man, I feel for them, right? Like it's kind of nice and cool that they're in the playoffs and they're winning in the playoffs and like they've advanced. And maybe, I mean, they have the pitching also. Like they're also a team that's kind of built for the playoffs. I mean, if the Pirates are going to do some damage if they get in the playoffs, right? That's what we talk about with Pittsburgh. It's like if they can get there, they can be a force. They just need to get there with this type of rotation. That's what Seattle is. I mean, they have a solid offense though as well. But don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's also like hope. It's like if Seattle can do it, maybe we have a chance, Jim. Maybe we can do it next year. But to be honest, though, Toronto's kind of fun, and they hit a lot of homers, and yeah, I'm kind of also. I don't know. Again, I'm just when you're a fan of baseball, also, it's just like let's just have a good game. I'm very much like put the MLB hat on. Say, I hope both teams have fun. Now, yeah. I did pick Toronto in our little thing, right? Okay, what do you guys were you guys choosing this time? And I picked Toronto to beat the Mariners. I don't remember. I think 7. But that didn't start off too well for me. So you're probably going to win some money.
You've got Toronto in 7. I've got
Yeah.
Seattle in 7. And then you have the Brewers in 6. I have the Dodgers in 6.
I do. The Brewers are good, man. They really are. I mean, again, like the Dodgers are really good also. Don't get me wrong. And like I said, they are built for the playoffs. But also there's that little magic. Like, I mean, they are the Dodgers. They tend to choke in the playoffs because every year we talk about how good they are. I actually had the Phillies taking them last series. Thanks.
Wasn't even close. Phillies couldn't hit.
Thanks, Pirates. I mean, Phillies. Yeah. Whatever that play was at home. But anyways. No, Brewers
so we have playoffs going on right now. Only Pirates news I think we had all week was, and I think it was this past week. I don't think we've talked about it much, but Matt Hague is staying put as the hitting coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know we kind of touched on coaching changes and such, but yeah, Matt Hague staying put. And I really think what this means, like this is just me kind of putting on like what's the conclusion out of this, is that Matt Hague's not in charge of the hitting. Right? Like, he can't be. Like that was the worst part of the team this year was the hitting. And all the last few months, all we've heard was we got to get better at hitting. We got to learn how to score more runs. We got to get better at hitting. Even when the press conference after the season, it was like, we know we need to get better at hitting. That was what we need to do. We need to make the changes, that are out there to get better at hitting. Well, if Matt Hague were in charge of the hitting, he'd make a pretty easy scapegoat here. Be like, look at this. We fired our hitting coach. We were a terrible hitting team, historically bad offense. We got rid of our hitting coach. We're hiring somebody new. So the fact that they're keeping him just makes me think that like he's just there to communicate what the overall offensive strategy is of this team. And that he doesn't really have much say in that.
Yeah, man. I just don't know how to make out anything right now. It's Don Kelly's team. He has the authority to pick out his coaches and such. He went another direction, obviously, with the pitching. I wish I could credit who might have said this. I overheard something. And I don't know if it was SNP. I don't know, but it made me think, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this isn't like the worst idea in the world. Because again, like Oscar, like this pitching staff was good, and we did give a lot of credit to Oscar Marine, But Don Kelly's a feisty guy. And I wouldn't say the pitchers were too feisty. Not the way they used to be. If you know where I'm going. It wasn't like 2013, we got a chip on our shoulders. We're going to own the inside. And maybe Don Kelly wants to be a little feisty. I don't know. But again, he didn't retain the pitching stuff. Like that's gone. He retained Matt Hague though. So I don't know. Like maybe he sees something. Maybe there's a bigger problem. Maybe he's going to surround the guys with what he feels that's going to be needed to get to where they need to get. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I know we talked about this a little bit, and it was like right, like obviously it's a bigger situation. I feel because the hitting has always been a problem, so maybe it's more top down, but. I don't know. Don decided to keep him, so he must like something in him. Maybe next year will be different. I don't know. I just feel more or less like I shouldn't say I don't care, but it's like I don't think he is the problem anymore. I don't think whoever the face of the hitting coach, I don't think is the problem anymore, because they've gone through too many and it's been the same situation, same issues, same everything. So I don't think that is really the problem. And therefore, maybe Matt Hague actually is a good hitting coach.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's a way to tell. But
Usually it's by
I
the team's hitting.
yeah,
But
I'm with you though. Like at this point, it's pretty clear that the hitting coach isn't like the main problem, because no matter who the hitting coach is, this offense is still terrible. So there's something behind it. It's either the players just aren't good enough, which ultimately falls on both the players, but also, the front office to get better players, or there's just something organizationally, top to bottom, wrong.
Yeah.
And I tend to lean more towards it's maybe a mixture of both. Like they probably need better players, but also the fact that like not a single hitter is coming up from the minors and contributing in any meaningful way over the course of a half a decade. Like that just strikes me as some sort of developmental, organizational, philosophical issue that they're teaching something to these people that just isn't working at the major league level.
I mean, I feel like the last player who's come up from the minor leagues and just has taken off and been a good hitter is Brian Reynolds. And of course, that was under Neil Huntington.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like blips, right? Like Sawinski came up and had that good year, but like he didn't sustain it. So it's like
I guess okay, that would be fair. He did come up right away, and
same with Hayes. Like Hayes came up and lit the world on fire, but then clearly it wasn't sustained.
Yeah,
but from
like Oneil Cruz, but Oneil Cruz has been kind of disappointing in comparison to what he should be doing. But I mean, Cruz has been a good hitter up until June 1st of this year.
Until this year. Middle of this year. Speaking of, do we want to talk about Oneil Cruz?
Yeah.
This is like he strikes he strikes emotion in everybody. So like I made a StatCast graphic this past week where it was just
first off, you knew what you were doing.
Oh, I knew that.
You knew what you were doing.
I know that anytime a piece of Oneil Cruz content goes out there, that it gets the people riled up. But no, I mean, I put up a graphic, and it was. Let me actually see if I can share it here for those who haven't seen it. If you don't follow us on socials,
and if you
I'll try to pull one up. I'll try to pull it up here for you. But essentially, it was just showing exit velocity, which exit velocity in and of itself also invokes some emotion among a certain section of the fan base. That it's it's not a real stat, it's meaningless, blah blah blah. So yeah, there's that too. So this was kind of like a two-parter. Let's see. I'm having trouble finding this.
Well, if we can't find it, the gist of it was
okay. I got it.
Perfect.
Okay. Sorry, this is great. It's great. If you're listening to the audio,
Jim's
this part isn't going to be. I'll describe it for you, but all right. The graphic that I shared was this, right? So top 50 highest exit velocities since 2022. And it's just a bunch of pictures of Oneil Cruz.
You made an error. Yeah, why'd you just copy and paste the same person over and over and over and over again?
So it's Oneil Cruz. It's 49 pictures of Oneil Cruz in this graphic. And then if you can see, let me take the banner scrolling is blocking the bottom there. But sitting there at number 44 is Rowdy Tellez. So first off, it's just a hilarious graphic because Rowdy's in there kind of just by himself. I think it just makes it funny. But I mean, this is just kind of showing you the talent that is within Oneil Cruz, right? Like there's no one on this team that can hit the ball as hard as him at any consistent level, right? The one person who's done it one time was Rowdy. So it was just a funny graphic that I made. It was just a bunch of pictures of Cruz. But man, people got upset about this graphic. I didn't even post it with any sort of context. Like I was just like, here's the picture. And
it was like, look at this photograph.
People were mad. People were mad at this photo. I was just posting data is all I was doing. I didn't do it for any sort of reason to create engagement or anything. But yeah, people brought up, these were the 40 his only 49 hits he's had since that time. It doesn't matter when you strike out 80% of the time. Blah blah blah. And guess what? I agree on all that. Like it if you aren't making contact and putting the ball in play enough, then it doesn't really matter how hard you're hitting it. Like you need to do it at a more consistent level. Like you've got to hit the ball more. You can't be leading the league in strikeouts. But I just wanted to share that. That's all.
Right. Well, because again, like he is very polarizing. He absolutely is, because of exit velocity. And I just say that because he is the poster child of exit velocity. And not actually, like, not really. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton was.
He was.
The difference is Stanton was good and no one cared. I should say no one cared, but there was nothing to really hate on. Oneil Cruz has certainly struggled. So now it's a reason to hate on exit velocity. And, I mean, again, it's something I've talked about time and time again. I mean, exit velocity, of course, matters. It absolutely does. You know who cares about exit velocity? Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Brewers. Maybe not the Brewers. I think they care. They're just kind of doing without it. But everyone in baseball cares about exit velocity. That's why every player cares about their exit velocity. That's why teams care about exit velocity. It absolutely matters. When you're a kid, what did you want to do? You want to hit the baseball really, really hard, right? I mean, that if I'm a football player and I'm a quarterback, I want to try to throw the football as hard as I can, as far as I can. If you're a pitcher, you want to try to throw as hard as you can, right? That makes you typically better than the other person. Of course, exit velocity matters. But you know what also matters that we talk about in the same sentence? Contact rate. That's what Oneil Cruz needs to work on. That's what he needs to get better. This is one part of the equation that will make Oneil Cruz a really, 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 really good player like Aaron Judge. But he also needs to make contact, and that's where he struggles in. But everyone just hears exit velocity, and I love the comments too. Exit velocity is just a marketing scheme. It's sure it's a marketing scheme all the players, because that's how they get paid.
Yeah. One of my favorite comments was, and so we'll get to the point here. With the point of all of this is basically Oneil Cruz needs to be better, and we'll get to it where, like, what do you do with him? Because this season was dreadful. It was terrible. But like I show that graphic to be like, there's clearly something there, but so like, what do you do with this guy? But yeah, I do want to, while we're on the topic here, right? Because you say like the good players care about this. Like these are the players who have the highest exit velocities.
Name them, Jim.
No, it just crapped out on me. But they're Oneil Cruz, Ronald Acuna Jr., Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. Like those are it. That's it. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
They're all good.
Those are the names.
except
Aaron
for
Judge.
one.
That's it. Like, those are the people in the world who can hit the ball this hard. And so what kind of makes you think, why can't Oneil Cruz be like those guys? And that's clearly been the problem, right? So let's kind of get into this. So Oneil Cruz is going to be arbitration eligible for the first time. You know, you and Tyler did your show on Wednesday going through that. Do you recall how much money he's $3.6 million is what he's projected to be paid this year?
Yep. Highest ARB number for the Pirates this year.
I know it's a year early, but I feel like as I getting to this, one thing I constantly hear is Oneil Cruz sucks. You've got to trade him. Well, there's a few issues with that statement. In order to trade somebody, another team needs to want them. And if they suck, most teams don't want you.
Right.
And if you suck, you know, you're not going to get anything of value for that player. So he sucks. You need to trade him is just funny to me because it doesn't really work very well when you do that. Just typically. But I'm kind of, if you rewind yourself to the offseason between 2020 and 2021, another guy who similarly talented, not to the extent of Cruz, but clearly talented, also drew a lot of ire from fans at times. But, you know, I kind of think of this as like a Josh Bell situation. Like, remember that 2020 season with Josh Bell? It was a shortened season,
awful.
But he was awful, right? But he was coming off a pretty good 2019. Like, it was good that year. And that's what we're running into here. Like, Cruz had a good year in 2024. Like, objectively. Like, every metric
absolutely.
that you every metric that you want to look at, like, Oneil Cruz played well in 2024. It was the highest batting average of his career. He had a 110 weighted runs created plus. He stole 22 bases. It was a 2020 season. He's a 3.6 WAR player. Like, the Pirates don't have too many people capable of putting up that sort of a season.
No.
And so he had a good year in 2024, and then you saw the really terrible 2025.
And I just want to add something real quick here too. And what you saw in 2024 also was progression. Like, it actually got better. I mean, you were feeling very confident at the end of 2024. We found Oneil Cruz.
Yeah, like, going into the year, Cruz was like the one guy where it was like, I feel pretty good about him. Like, he got better. He played a few weeks in center field where you're like, I think he can play this. I think he can do this. And then he started off the year just red hot, which we'll also get to, which made us feel even better about the situation. But
I just want to add it. I'm sorry. I'm just, because I want perspective on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I want people to understand what you're saying. I want to hone in on this point.
Yes.
Since July 1st of last year, okay, and we're talking about 296 plate appearances. This isn't just a small little sample. He hit 280, Jim. Again, for the guy who hit 200, he hit 280. That's more than a respectable batting average. He hit 280, 355, 471 slugging with a 126 weighted runs created plus, 26% above the league average hitter. I mean, he was everything. Maybe not everything you hope for, but I mean, he was the Oneil Cruz. Like, he's arrived. He is a good hitter. He's not striking out the same level. Like, a 280 batting average. What do you have for the past 3 months?
Yeah. Like, it was looking good for him. And so it's a similar situation to Josh Bell after that 2020 season. The only difference is Bell had 2 years left on his, in team control. Cruz has 3 currently. So that's where the difference lies.
Well, I think the other difference also is they're entering a rebuild, and here you're entering contention, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. But the Pirates traded Josh Bell that offseason, and it was the lowest value of Josh Bell's career.
And what did
Like,
you get?
you got nothing. You got
Remind
nothing.
the fans of the nothing.
Will Crow and Eddie Jean, who is still in AAA and is a minor league free agent, I believe, this year.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what you got. I don't think they got any hitters in that. I think those two. Will Crow gave you a couple innings, on a bad team, but that was it. He's now out of baseball. Eddie Jean's still playing, but he's like 26 years old now and still hasn't reached the majors. So it's like, if you're trading Oneil Cruz right now, you are like, you've got to. If your mindset is I'm trading Oneil Cruz, then your mindset also has to be that I'm getting nothing in return. Nothing. You may get a flyer from low A ball that could develop into something. You got maybe a 2% chance of developing into something for 4 years down the road, but you're getting nothing out of them. And for 3.6
I'll say this,
million,
I disagree with that, but you're not getting anything of true value that's really going to help you right now. Like, again, this team needs help today.
Yeah. So you disagree. You think you could get something for Oneil Cruz right now?
I do. But again, it's nothing comparable of what he can be. It's not making me trade him. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, you are going to get something. It's low value, like you mentioned, but I think there's enough people out there that are smart. Sorry, commenters, that look at Oneil Cruz and say, like, absolutely, I want him. I mean, honestly, like, if the Marlins could pull away Oneil Cruz for a 150 prospect and a package around, I mean, Will Crow wasn't a 150 prospect, right? Like
Will Crow was, I think, the Nationals' number 6 prospect at the time, but he was like an older pitching prospect. Yeah.
But like, maybe not top 100, but you give a package of close to that, like, the Marlins would be all over that. I feel like there's a lot of teams that would be all over Oneil Cruz right now if they have the opportunity to at this cost. So again, like, I think you're getting.
I don't think you're
something.
getting that even.
Okay, I disagree, and that's fine. The point still remains, though. So continue.
Yeah. So I think what I'm getting to is, like, you're in this weird situation with Oneil Cruz where I think you're sort of just stuck with him. You're stuck with him. Last offseason we were talking about what an extension would look like. We're not having that discussion right now. Like, you're not having any sort of extension talks with Oneil Cruz right now. But you're kind of stuck with them. You're sort of in this wait and see approach because you have him under team control for 3 more years. $3.6 million, whatever it is not a lot of money, even for a team like the Pirates. So, like, you gotta just roll with it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, this year though, like, this coming year is like this is the make or break season for Oneil Cruz. If he doesn't put up a better year in 2026, then I don't think you keep him for 20. Like, he's got 2 more years of team control, but like, if he's this guy that we saw in the second half of the year, then there's no room for a guy like that, especially making like $4 or $5 million. You can go out there and get that for less money, right?
Yeah.
And I do think at that point, then you just trade him and get whatever you can back in return. Like, if that's the case. But I think going into next year, I think you're stuck with him, and you've got to hope and pray that he's just not this guy. You got to hope he's not this guy. You got to hope he's closer to the 2024 guy. I think I'm now resigned to the fact that, like, Oneil Cruz isn't this person who's going to put up like an MVP caliber season.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to have that conversation anymore. He's a talented individual who just has holes in his game that are going to keep him from reaching his full potential. That's who he is. Can he still be a useful player? I still think he can be, because we've seen it. We've seen it happen. Like in 2024, he was a very useful player. Last year, he was not. So I think if you're the Pirates, you're sort of like, you're stuck with him. You got to hope and pray that he's closer to 2024 than 2025. That's it.
I don't disagree with anything. Like, this team is trying to win, and it's just unfortunate that he had the season right now. Like, this is what he is coming off of. This is what you have. But if the Pirates are going to be good, it's the same thing. Like, they need Oneil Cruz to be good. You're not trading Oneil Cruz to replace him with a good player. Now, again, we might disagree on the package, but that package is still going to be a prospect who still has no ceiling that Oneil Cruz possesses. And even in the bad, like, here's what I want to point out too. Even in the bad, Oneil Cruz worst season. I mean, he basically had a 2040 season. And I say that because, again, like, that shows the talent that he possesses. The guy didn't even get on base this year, right? Like, the guy couldn't even get on base. That's how bad he was. And he still stole 40 bags. Like, that's actually kind of impressive. Think about that. I mean, you would imagine like someone who steals 40 bags. Well, he must have got on base at like a 350 clip. He was hitting leadoff. Like, he's getting on base to do that. And it's like, he wasn't. he wasn't. It was his worst like ever. I mean, honestly, pulling it up right now. His on base was 298. He had an OBP under 300 and he stole 40 bags. That's impressive to think about. Like, what if he got on at a normal clip? I mean, we were talking early on the season, like 50 bags. Is that what he's going to get? Like, he showed that he probably could steal 50 bags in a season if he just had a normal ass type of season. There's too much talent there, Jim. And then also, it's like, this is the worst of it. I think he's proven to us, even in his struggles early on, he was an above average hitter. I mean, he's always been every single year an above average hitter until this year, right? It wasn't until last year that things started to click. And of course, 1 year had the injury, right? But like, even when he came up and he struggled, through the struggles, he was still an above average hitter. That's what, again, though, it made you hopeful for Oneil Cruz, right? Like, things will click. I mean, he's adjusting, things will click. And it did all last year. I am a believer in him. Like you said, I don't know if he's going to be an MVP. I don't think we're going to be like a superstar. But I still believe Oneil Cruz can be a very productive player. Part of it, I think a lot of it is on him. I mean, for sure. And I'm not trying to excuse him, but I'm trying to understand the circumstances. And I just like last year was just an awful year. And again, this doesn't make it right. But I just don't know if he was just in it. I mean, again, June 1st, when the struggles came, they were clearly out of it. Every time he's been here, for the most part, I mean, you've come up as a rookie. That's a little bit different. But then, like, they've been competitive in their bad ways. Last year, I mean, it was over before the season basically started. And I just don't know. I'm trying to excuse it. Again, I'm not making an excuse for him. Like, you still can't do that. Like, you can't, if you want to be a leader in this team, you can't do that regardless. But there is still a good player in Oneil Cruz. And I'm not going to lose that and watch it flourish somewhere else so I can get my Will Crow and Eddie Gein. I need to make it happen. And I need to get through to him. And again, Oneil Cruz, this is responsibility to you. You need to get it in order, and you need to make it happen also. Because we're literally having an offseason discussion about, should you get traded? Are you, which of course he is, are you worth $3.6 million? Like, that's where we're at right now. Oneil Cruz, you're losing a bag, a huge bag. Do you want it or not? This is life-changing money. You know you can secure a lot of money in this game with the talent you possess. Do you want it or not?
Yeah. In April, there was an article ESPN wrote about Oneil Cruz, future extension candidate, or future, when he reaches free agency, what his deal is going to look like. and it was a 9-figure deal. And the first figure wasn't a 1; it was a 2, $200 million. And here we are on October 13th, 6 months later, saying, is he worth 3? Not 300 million, just 3 million. That's it. And to be honest with you, I don't know if he is, like, at least not in the current form that he is. Now, I think he probably is. Like, I think he's still worth $3.5 million, even with how bad last year was.
Right.
But it's a conversation that we're having.
We shouldn't even be entertaining this. Like, there shouldn't even be one comment in any comment section of, Oneil Cruz isn't worth his first year of arbitration money.
Right.
That's where we're at. Yeah. Even the haters of all haters, we shouldn't be having this conversation.
Yep. By the way, I quickly looked this up. 38 steals with a sub 300 on base percentage has only happened 25 times in the history of baseball. Live ball era. And it's happened 3 times for the Pirates. Omar Moreno did it twice. But the most recent example I think people would know, Billy Hamilton did it 3 times.
That makes sense.
Billy Hamilton did it 3 times. Adalberto Mondesi did it in 2019. Jose Caballero did it last year. But yeah, Cruz does it this year. So I wanted to see if that was how rare that was, and it's pretty rare. I mean, 25 times since 1920 in the live ball era. It's only happened 7 times since. Only happened 7 times this century, since 2000.
Got it.
Another thing I want to talk about, and I want to talk about this because I want to ask you if there's something to this, right? So, with Oneil Cruz, obviously had that super awesome hot start, and then something happened, and he was terrible.
Yeah.
Let me take the banner off again, so you can see the bottom of this. But prior to May 8th, Oneil Cruz was playing like one of the best players in baseball. 246 average, 377 on base percentage, 484 slugging. He had 1.5 WAR, 136 weighted runs created plus. In 35 games, he had 8 homers and 15 stolen bases. Like, this is what we were so excited about, right? Because on May 8th, Oneil Cruz, these were the names that he was tied with for 8th best WAR in the league. It was Oneil Cruz, James Wood, Trey Turner, Francisco Lindor. James Wood, Trey Turner, Francisco Lindor, Oneil Cruz. Like, that's the type of season he was putting up. He was playing like an all-star.
He was playing like, can this guy be an MVP?
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, look at those numbers. This was first week of May, basically.
Again, and rightfully so. We're talking, is this going to be a 30-60 season, a 30-50 season?
Yeah.
Close to maybe 40 home run. Like, yes, absolutely. Like, look what this guy is doing right now. We know he's figured it out because the way he ended last year. Like, look what he is doing right now on the base pass and everything. Like, he looks like he's locked in. He's done it. He's done it. He has done it. Oneil Cruz has arrived. And also, again, like, I want to bring this up because, like, going back to last year, like, this is why the mindset we had at that point in time, we're making this argument. We're still talking about contact rate, and if we can get better, that's what's going to take him the next step. But it's been good enough at that point. In 2024, he's coming back from the injury. So it was April. It's like, you know what? That was his first 30 months of getting back into seeing baseball for the first time, getting accustomed back to the game. At that point, on May 8th, over the last full calendar year, okay, once again, we're talking over the last full calendar year, he was hitting 260, 343, 478 with a 124 weighted runs created plus. Again, like, he is good. He is good, guys. And here's why. For a whole year, this is what he's doing. So absolutely. I mean, this wasn't like he's just having a hard start. This is this is Oneil Cruz now. Like, this is what he's become. Can he be the superstar? Like, the stolen bases was a nice added effect. But I'm buying into Oneil Cruz because he's done this over the last calendar year.
Yep. Then he turns into a pumpkin, right? Post May 8th, 183, 267, a 341 slugging percentage. Like, my God. 0.1 WAR, 66 weighted runs created plus. Like I said, look at those home runs and stolen bases. Like, he still ended up leading the National League in stolen bases, but like, he stole 23 bases in 100 games to end the year when it took him 35 games to steal 15 at the beginning of the year. And the home runs obviously drastically went down too, finished with 20 overall. But just to kind of show you how bad that is, he was the second worst qualified hitter in the National League after May 8th. The only two people worse than him were Brenton Doyle of the Rockies and Ke'Bryan Hayes. And Ke'Bryan Hayes wasn't that much worse than him. And we all know how bad of a hitter Ke'Bryan Hayes is. So that's kind of what we were dealing with there. Like, it was just, it was terrible, terrible, terrible hitting. Now, this brings me to the point on like what happened on May 8th. Donardo, what happened on May 8th?
They had an off day.
They had an off day. Do you remember what happened on that off day, May 8th?
Someone had a permanent off day.
The Pirates fired Derek Shelton on May 8th.
Yeah.
And replaced him with Don Kelly. Now, I have no idea if that had... I don't know what that meant to this, but like, it lines up perfectly with this. So, was there something that Oneil Cruz just didn't like what Don Kelly was putting down? Did Oneil Cruz just really like playing for Derek Shelton? And then when Derek Shelton was fired, Oneil Cruz just gave up on the season? Was there some sort of disconnect where Cruz just didn't mesh with Kelly? I have no idea. And I would love to be able to dive deeper into that specific event, because correlation doesn't always equal causation. I understand that. But like, in this case, it's like direct. It's direct correlation here. So like, I want to know what was different with Oneil Cruz and his just relationship with either the coaching staff or his just mentality going out there on the field, because clearly once Derek Shelton got fired, he was no longer the same player.
Yeah.
Now, that could be a complete coincidence. I don't know if it is.
But
I would love to find out.
It's something to entertain. Because I guess what I'll say to this is, whether this is the coincidence, whether what, I think we're both kind of feeling as of like, this isn't Oneil Cruz. And again, this is why you're keeping him, because it's got to be something else, right? And that's what we're trying to figure out. Like, what is the something else with Oneil Cruz? Like, what is it that made him become this? Because I think we all believe in Oneil Cruz being better than this. I think he's a lot closer to the pre-May 8th, as you put up there in that graphic, than the post. A lot closer to that. I don't know if it's Derek Shelton, but again, like, I think a lot of things lined up then. Like, that was basically when he waved the white flag in the season also. Like, was it just like, okay, now it's done? Was it something to do with Shelton? Was it something to do with Kelly? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he needs a speed hitter, and now it's gone. Is that it? Do we bring Derek Shelton back to become the speed hitter coach? I don't know. But he lost his speed hitter, and that's what he needs before every game to get locked in. I don't know what it is, Jim. I don't. But I do firmly believe it's not the talent. It's not the skill. Again, I know potential is a big word with Oneil Cruz. And I'm not talking about just potential. Like, of course he has potential, but there is skill there, and the skill's diminished even. And so again, like I think it's something outside. I think it's something mentally for Oneil Cruz. I just don't know what to pinpoint it to because there's a lot of areas you could. But that's why I do believe, given a full off season, getting away from this year, hopefully coming back, and Ben doing his job to put a good team around him and everyone else, like maybe you do, and I firmly believe you see better than this year's Oneil Cruz. But maybe you start to see more of that 2024 Oneil Cruz again. It's there. It's absolutely there. I don't know why it's gone. But it
It has
is
to. I mean, if it's not
very
there,
ironic
then
that it's that date that Shelton was fired.
yep, he has to be better. They're kind of stuck with him. You move him, and it's not like there's someone to replace him. Your next best outfield option that's on the roster right now is Alexander Canario. I mean, there's nothing there. And we talk about, going outside and finding better players, but like, can you point me to an example of Ben Cherington being able to do that?
Yeah. Never mind.
I'll give him credit for Spencer Horwitz. Like that, I feel like that's his best trade so far in terms of like what you got in return.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one out of how many times has he done this? And so billions and billions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I said, just some thought to take into this offseason is you know what? If someone wants to overpay you for Oneil Cruz, I think you entertain it. Like, I don't think you're just like shutting down trade offers for Oneil Cruz. If somebody wants to give you something that sounds good, then I think you definitely entertain it. I just don't think that offer is going to be on the table right now based off of how this season's gone. So I think you're kind of just stuck with him. You're stuck with him, and you gotta hope he plays better.
Yeah. I agree. It sucks. It does.
It does suck.
Like, to Oneil Cruz supporters here, we understand the talent. We understand what's there. He failed miserably this year, though. It was not a good year. And it is what it is. We've called it out too. But I don't believe that he needs to be gone, that this team's going to be better with him gone. I still think there's something there. Absolutely there is. We just got to get it back.
Yeah, he has to. He has to. Like, if this team wants to take a step forward, let's say they go out there and they improve left field, they go out there and they improve third base, they still need Oneil Cruz to be better.
Right.
None of it matters if he looks like the guy he did in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because he was part of the problem. He's going to be part of the problem next year. Yep.
All right. Do you want to do a quick Arizona Fall League recap?
Yeah.
There isn't a lot.
Like
you mentioned, there's a hurricane apparently going on in the middle of the desert. I don't know how that's even possible. But they started playing last week. Salt River got.
Thank God we did choose next weekend, though. That's all I could think of. I mean, that would be our luck that we went to this past weekend and they had a hurricane there.
That's true. If we had gone this past weekend, then we would have seen one game Thursday because let's see, Saturday's game was canceled, Sunday's game was canceled, today's an off day. So yeah, they get a nice little like all-star break almost the first week of the season. But Salt River, so far, they are 1-3 on the year. They have not been playing very good. They got blown out, a couple times. Their pitchers seem to have a problem with command lately. DiNardo, I think.
I feel like all the pitchers in the league right now.
I was looking at just like when I was looking at it, there's just tons of walks so far. It's crazy. But just to kind of highlight a few of the Pirates players, Esmeralda Valdez has definitely been the kind of the crown jewel. He's been the best player on the team so far. 3 games. He's had 7 at bats, 6 walks. So 13 plate appearances, 6 walks. He's got an on base percentage of .615. He's got 2 home runs. There's only 2 hits, both over the fence. So yeah, 1,758 OPS so far for Esmeralda Valdez. So that's cool to see. He had a really good end to his season in Altoona. It took him a while to adjust to Double-A after the promotion, but he ended the season looking pretty strong. And now he's doing it in the desert against some of the best competition. So yeah, great start to the fall by Esmeralda Valdez.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 2 home runs to start the first 2 games. Love me some Esmeralda. But that's what I want to. So I said here too, like you talk about the command. I mean, I just feel like every pitcher is, because for their team, the Salt River Raptors, I mean, they have 22 walks in 3 games offensively. Like as a team, they've walked 22 times as well. Again, Esmeralda with 6, and Tony Blanco Jr. with 3 walks. Lo and behold, just 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. But of course, he doesn't have a hit, 5 at bats. But yeah, like everyone's walking everywhere. Just go up to the plate and don't swing unless you're Esmeralda. And you'll get on base, it seems. But yeah, I feel like offensively, Esmeralda is definitely showing out right now.
Yeah,
so far
NL,
it's about
I would
it.
say MLB put out their like week 1 top stars or whatever, and Valdez was the first person they named. So
yep,
he's doing great.
Crushed 2.
Tony, like you mentioned, Blanco's 0 for 5 with 3 walks. Will Taylor's 0 for 7 with 2 walks. From the pitching side of things, again, hasn't been great for Salt River on the mound. A lot of their pitchers are kind of getting rocked. But from the Pirates standpoint, Jaden Woods, 2 scoreless innings so far. Derek Diamond's had 2 appearances. He's given up 3 earned runs in his 2 2/3 innings. That's all I'm seeing. Has anybody else gotten in?
That's it.
Okay, so Lo Shorn hasn't gotten in yet.
I thought Parachi was scheduled to start one day, and then he just.
I wonder if Parachi was supposed to start and didn't.
I thought it was Friday.
Oh, yeah. So that's it there. I think these are missing some stats. I feel like we're missing some stats. No, that's it. All players. Nope, you got to switch it to all players, not qualified. So Parachi. Yeah, I don't see Parachi on here. I don't see Lo Shorn on here either. So Lo Shorn, 1 appearance, 1 in the 3rd inning, 1 run. So yeah, so Parachi hasn't gotten in yet. But yeah, so far, Jaden Woods has been the only guy to go to put out scoreless outings.
And there it is.
That's your Arizona Fall League update. There's only been 4 games. Most people haven't played more than 2.
Right.
But we'll be out there. We'll be out there this weekend. So we'll have some live reports as far as what's going on. Hopefully everybody gets in and everybody gets to play while we're out there.
Yep. I'm excited. Getting some interviews hopefully lined up.
Yeah. The other thing
too,
as far as a late addition to.
Oh yes. I keep forgetting about that.
Axial Plaz is actually playing for Scottsdale. So I don't know if he's like a late alternate or whatever, but Axial Plaz is playing for Scottsdale. He is 4 for 5. 4 for 5 with 4 singles.
Good job.
Yeah. So he's away from the rest of the guys. Everybody else is on Salt River. Plaz is on Scottsdale. So when you're going through and you want to see how all the Arizona Fall League guys have done every day, just make sure you check out Scottsdale to see if Plaz has gotten in.
Right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. That's funny though too.
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah, 4 for 5. Look at him go. Good job. Cool. So yeah, I think that wraps everything up.
I think so.
We good? We out of here?
We're good. We're out of here.
So if you haven't watched already, Nathan had John Nagowski on to talk about Stroman.
It's
and
good
more.
too. Yeah,
that
it's
was
really
that
good.
was good. And then yeah, we've dropped pretty much everyone's. We have Esmeralin and Tony Blanco Jr. coming out with their our get to know yous. That'll be dropping in the next few days. So lead you up into our Arizona Fall League content as well. So yeah, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Turn the bell on as well. That'll make you get notified when all these things drop. So like when we just randomly have John Nagowski interview come together within like 14 hours, you'll know about it. So yeah, so check out all those other videos and / podcasts because I think they're all in podcast form right now. Also, if you haven't, so good stuff. We'll be back Wednesday for another NS9 Live to get us ready to get on our flights like 5 hours after that. So,
yep,
we love you all. We appreciate you. And then later tonight too, I'll do the Patreon giveaway. So thank you all. Thank you all our Patreons as well. We love the support. But we're out of here. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.